Now tuning in to Earbud Media. Audio for everyone.
My microphone, condom thingy is all squashed. And it looks all weird.
I love that for you.
Yeah, I'm just being honest. It's not wrong or anything. It's just weird. It was just born this way.
Yeah, she's, she's not like other girls.
Yeah. God. I haven't heard that in a long time.
Yeah, it's like whiplash.
Yeah. She, doesn't make friends with other girls. She, has more guy friends, actually.
Oh, my God.
It's just hard to make friends with other girls, because they're just, so catty, you know?
Yeah, oh, God. Oh, it hurts.
Guys are just, more down to earth and more, honest, you know? Internalized misogyny is just a real bitch, you know?
Am I right, ladies?
Am I right? Oh, what I would give to go back and just give myself a real friendly slap, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Just be snap out of it. You're being force-fed this. You don't actually believe it.
Mm-hmm. It's true. It's true.
Welcome to Into the Twilight, where we discuss toxic masculinity and internalized misogyny.
Hell yeah.
Just the real important stuff, you know?
Yeah, groundbreaking, award-winning stuff.
Just the stuff that we wish we would have known in middle school.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
How are you doing, my guy?
I'm just so tired.
Yeah.
Sometimes I had this glorious delusion that somehow I would be rested in summer.
Yeah.
That somehow the absence of work, the absence of a regular schedule would allow me to rest more, when in fact the consistency of a schedule was incredibly helpful.
Right.
But I will say that not having school has allowed me to schedule necessary appointments that I needed, which was nice.
Hell yeah.
I finally got an appointment with a chiropractor to do a little woot woot and a woot woot to my back, which was nice.
A little bit of mushroom.
And I, finally made an appointment with a new therapist, which was good.
That's great. You're really kicking ass this summer.
I'm trying to,
taking names.
Yeah.
Showing who's boss.
Trying to pay down that deductible for my health insurance, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
How are you doing, my dude?
I'm okay. Feeling a little loosey-goosey.
For real.
But also, my bones are all bad.
Oh, my God.
It's a weird feeling. It's a weird mix of feelings.
Just got some real bad bones, you know?
Yeah. I've had a bruise, a big bruise on my leg since moving. And I think it's gotten worse, but I don't know what to do with it. It's just kind of there.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what's happening. I don't really bruise often, so this is just, alarming.
How does that feel?
Hey, physically or, emotionally?
What's it like to not be anemic?
Oh. Yeah, fine, I guess. No complaints so far.
I think my name in Pose would be Bad Bones.
Bad Bones! Yes. The category is calcium realness.
Yeah.
And you're just voguing, but your fucking wrists snap.
Just hyperextension for a real one.
This is for the fucking double jointed motherfuckers out there.
Just
Man, if you're double jointed, you could probably Vogue really good.
I would believe so, right?
Yeah.
Billy Porter just be like, no, stop. Please don't.
It's too powerful. Reel it in.
Oh, fuck, man. Pose hurts me. I've had to cut it with a lot of different shows because every time I watch it, I cry. And so it's taken me a long time to get through it because it's so beautiful and it's done so well, but it hurts a lot.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I'm behind, but like intentionally. So
for your well-being.
Yeah, so I have to cut it with a lot of like shitty shows that make me laugh because it hurts. So like I'm done with a lot of other shows faster, like Holy Moly. Have you watched Holy Moly?
No, I don't even know what that is.
It's a show on NBC about about mini golf.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's like, did you ever watch Wipeout?
Yes.
It's like the first 10 minutes of Wipeout, but the whole hour.
Wow, I love
it's
that,
like
actually.
People take Wipeout, or people take mini golf very, very seriously. And so they're like the hardest mini golf courses, and it's absolutely hilarious. There's like 3 episodes out right now.
I love that.
And it's very good. To the point where Chris and I watched it and we were like, oh, I think we have to go play mini golf. But like less hard mini golf.
Right.
Where
more of a relaxing mini golf.
Yeah. Like there's one where they had to like climb up like an ice mountain and then shoot their shot. So it's very
fair
good.
Enough. Yeah. I'm into it.
Yeah. So that was very good. And then I think I told you about Letterkenny.
Yes.
That Canadian show. We're like almost done with that because they're very short episodes. And it's just absolutely ridiculous Canadian comedy, but it's very good.
Yeah.
Very pure. Very pure. So I would recommend those. What are you watching right now?
Oh, God. Well, as you know, I have not been able to watch things quite recently.
Yeah, everyone please congratulate Cody on getting internet back.
Yeah, because it's been a fucking fight, fellas. So I haven't seen a goddamn thing in a minute. But I'm excited about the new Stranger Things season.
Yeah.
And there's just like a whole bunch of TV I just gotta catch up on in general.
By the time that this comes out,
yeah.
The new season of Queer Eye will be out.
Oh, destroy my heart.
Yeah.
As far as movies go, I'm excited about the gator horror movie Crawl.
Oh my god, Chris is so excited about that. I think it looks ridiculous.
I was supposed to review it, but they didn't do any early screenings. Paramount did none. They did no screenings in Chicago. I think they only did LA, maybe New York, which means they really care and they really believe in their product.
Right.
But I just want Effie Stoneham fighting a gator in a movie. That's all I want. I know it's gonna be trash garbage, but boy, do I want to see it. I
don't know. Oh, I don't know that I've told you this. I think we may have started it once after or during our like break. But I started Unreal.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm like on to the 3rd season and it's
beautiful.
It's like hooks in me.
Yeah, I don't know what like the chemical that exudes from that show when you watch it, but it is entrancing and you cannot get rid of it. Yeah,
it's the actors that they have are amazing. I definitely want to do a bonus Jonas on it because Rachel and Quinn are amazing and I don't give a shit about the dudes on it.
Yeah, oh for sure. The dudes are all fucking garbage.
Yeah. But it's been very interesting to watch for sure. Okay, back to actual bullshit. We have a couple of current events this week.
Yeah.
One is our favorite family meets our favorite person. I'm glad that this came up on Google for us to talk about. Friend of the pod, Jaden Smith.
Yeah.
We don't get to talk about him as much as I would personally like to.
Sure.
But he has vocalized some feelings about Robert Pattinson as the new Batman. And apparently, and I don't think I knew this, but he has a song about Batman.
Yeah.
Which I did not know that. I guess I didn't realize that he's 20 years old. I remember
he just turned 21 like a few days ago. Yeah.
I remember him when he was like a baby, which is wild.
I know.
So anyways, I guess he was quoted as being at like a loss for words about how excited he is. Which is adorable.
Just a little fanboy.
I know. He was like, I'm at a loss for words for how excited I am, that he'll be like the best Batman. He's like losing his shit, which is so cute.
I think also like the persona of Jaden Smith is very interesting because he kind of like perceives himself as like, I don't know, a lot of different things. Like he's for a lot of his like teen years, he was very like enigmatic and like kind of secretive on like Instagram and social media and stuff like that. And then when he started making music, it was more like, yeah, man, I'm like a hard rapper and I know what I'm doing, even though I'm just trying to figure this out or whatever. But he's just like a nerd.
It's so cute.
And it's great.
Yeah, I love that because he does a lot of like philanthropy too, right? Because I think that he's done a lot of stuff for like Flint, and he's doing a lot of work for like LA. And I just love that. I mean, that whole family too is they talk the talk, but they like walk the walk too, which is super cool to see. But it's just very cool that he's just a fucking nerd, and I love that. So, and I think it mentions here too that they're starting production at the end of this year, and early 2020, because the movie comes out in like mid 2021, which kind of seems soon, I'd say.
Yeah.
Which is wild. So, we have one other thing to mention in this, which I'm glad you brought to the space. Do you want to talk about what it is?
Yeah, we wanted to find a little quiz to do. It's been a minute since we've done a quiz.
Yeah.
And I found one from 2015, so it's a little outdated. But it's from Elle, and it's, which case stew are you? And it's not even, it's like a traditional, like, magazine quiz where it's, like, mostly A's, mostly B's, mostly C's, instead of, like, you click it and do stuff, which I kind of love.
I do, too. It's been a minute since those, and I
it feels very nostalgic, yeah.
It does. All right, why don't you go ahead and start us off?
Cool. All right. Your life motto is A, bite this, rock and roll till I die, chill dude, or let's dance.
Ooh, I'm gonna say A.
Cool. I think I'm gonna do chill dude.
Yeah, that feels right.
Thank you.
All right. You wish you were a teenager in A, the 90s.
Ugh. The fact that people say that is horrible.
I agree. B, the 1980s. C, right now. That's cute. B, the 1950s. Ooh.
I'm gonna go with B purely on aesthetical and cultural, like, media stuff. Minus the whole, like, AIDS thing and Reagan and, like, all the bad shit. But, like, culturally would be a cool time to at least be alive, and be a teen in.
Yeah, I'm gonna also go with B.
Your spirit emoji is, and I got just 4 blank spaces.
Same.
So I think this internet page did not age well.
Oh man. All right.
Whatever.
I'm gonna go with C. Just
sure. It's a wild card.
Yeah. Your dream lover is A, anyone broody. B, someone in a band. C, an unlikely action hero. D, a wordsmith who likes whiskey.
I hate how much my answer is D. I hate how much I am D and also want D.
I mean, mine is A, obviously.
Yeah! Just a broody brood. Alright, you'll be having dinner tonight at Bella Italia, the Hard Rock Cafe, Nando's, or the Diner.
Fucking Nando's.
Yeah! My dream date is at Nando's.
God.
Is the Diner just like any diner, or is that like...
I think it's just a, yeah, and diner.
Let's do a diner. Hell yeah.
I mean, I would do the Hard Rock for the bit, but Italian is always my go-to, so.
Yeah, you gotta, honor your roots.
Right. You are A, intense, B, badass, C, chilled, or D, racy.
Alex, can I get all the above?
Can I do E for all the above, please?
Yeah.
I mean, fuck, man. I don't know.
I mean, it feels a little self-righteous to say badass, but
doesn't it?
I kind of want it. I feel like I deserve it. And I feel like you deserve it, too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna do B, I guess.
Hell yeah. Alright. Any dream holiday must include a trip to a bluebell field, a night crowd surfing at a stadium, chilling out, smoking, or D, a road trip, preferably with 2 attractive men.
I mean... Fuck. I mean, I'll do D, I guess.
Yeah, that seems perfectly reasonable.
When you order pudding, it's always A, red velvet cake, B, Black Forest Gâteau?
Sure.
I don't know what that is. C, Munchies, the chocolates. D, a banana split.
What kind of fancy-ass puddings are these?
What does this mean?
Like, who... What?
Was this translated into English?
Yeah. Were these ancient runes that someone found and made into words? Listen, I'll fuck up a red velvet cake, whatever, any day of the week.
Yeah, I mean, same. I guess. Mainly because I don't know what any of those other things are.
Yeah, they're all just hexes, I think.
Yeah, I think all of those are like, if I step on them, they'll be trapdoors.
Yeah. Okay. The ultimate superpower is immortality, bullshit detector, action fighter, or teleportation.
I think that last one is a Weight Watchers thing.
Yeah, fucking Jenny Craig's teleportation program.
I mean, the ultimate superpower? I mean, a bullshit detector is pretty powerful.
That seems pretty useful.
But the ultimate superpower? I mean, action fighters are pretty powerful.
My favorite superpower is Bruce Lee.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm going with teleportation.
Teleportation is pretty strong.
Like I said it before and I said it again. If I could iDream a genie wherever I want to, I would fucking sell my soul to the devil fast.
Yeah, that's true. If you did not have to wait outside for using those little heaters you talked to me about,
yeah,
fuck it. I'm gonna use a bullshit detector.
Do it.
Okay. All right. Now, choose a Beyonce song. Dangerously in Love. B, Run the World. Lowercase Girls. C, Blow. D, Drunk in Love.
Ooh.
I'm going to go with B, Run the World, Lowercase Girls.
Yeah, lowercase girls. Yeah, it's a good one. Okay, because of the emoji, I have a tie, but I can flip either way. Because I think these are both apt.
Okay.
I am either Joan Jett and the Runaways, mostly B's, or mostly C's, Phoebe Larson and American Ultra.
All right.
Which was a good movie, but it's written and directed by a horrible, 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 horrible man, so do not give it its money.
Sure.
But it's a fun movie anyway.
Sure.
Yeah.
In Gemini form, I am mostly A's and mostly B's, which makes me a Bella Swan Sun.
Yep.
Joan Jett, Moon, and Rising.
Yeah, no, I think that's correct.
I think that is very apt, honestly.
Yeah. Wow.
So I think that read us for filth.
Yeah, I think so too.
I just want to know what the emojis were, honestly.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
I just have a lot of questions, to be fair.
Yeah.
Man, that was fun. I don't really want to read the chapters today, to be fair.
Yeah, fuck it. You know what? Podcast is over.
All right, folks, you're off the hook. You don't have any homework tonight?
Yep. We're just gonna watch a movie instead.
Yeah. It's Bill Nye for the rest of class today, folks. Man, that reminds me of, like, you remember when your teachers used to bring out the, like, big old fucking VCR?
Yeah.
And it was just, like, chill day. Teacher used to, like, go talk to their other teacher in the hallway and just smoke a doob.
Oh, take me back.
It's just the good old days. Oh, man. What do I give? Man, teaching
you
is...
picked the wrong time to be a teacher.
For real, though. Teaching's so
you
hard now.
Been smoking a doob.
Fuck,
with
man.
fucking Jim in the math department.
Teaching's so hard now. Fuck. Now, like, back then, you could just put that, like, overhead projector when they just had those, like, wet erase markers.
Yeah.
Just do the little squeak squeak of them when, like, they just roll up to a new page. God.
Hey, you know what's fucked up about those?
What?
Actually, there are some classrooms in my now old university that still had those, just there, like, out in the open.
What?
I don't think they were ever used, but they were, like, in the room. So, like, you could, like, theoretically just, like, plug them in and just have that be your lecture.
That's
like, what?
wild.
What fucking year is this? Why are they still here in the open where people can see them?
I remember when those, like, light bulbs would go out, and the teachers did not know how to change those light bulbs, and so class was, like, over.
Yeah. It's like, we can't do class now.
Yeah. Fuck. I remember that, too. We should do a bonus Jonas one day of, like, all our old memories. Because I remember there was a point when our classes in high school switched over to smart boards. And teachers did not know how to work those. And they were like, well, I guess we can't teach now.
Sorry.
And they never thought, like, well, I guess we're just going to read for the whole class. They were just like, well, guess you'll just be on your phone all day, I guess. Anyway. Let's fucking do this bullshit.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Alright, so we're reading chapters 21 and 22. I listened to these on Audible today. And Audible, at any point, I will take your money. Because I've been giving you money for so long. I am glad that I listened to What's-His-Fuck read these, though. Especially for, I think it's chapter 22, because when he does the, like, Irish accent, that was a distinct pleasure to listen to.
Yeah, no, I can imagine.
So that was nice.
Yeah.
So chapter 21 is kind of funny, I would say. Because we're getting into when Peach is quite injured from Joseph being a bad murderer.
On the brink of death, one would say.
Yeah, he's bad at murder. And so he decides to pay quite a bit of money to get a big yellow balloon with a smiley face on it. And apparently it was from the, like, Get Well section.
Sure, yeah.
And listen, from what I can tell of his trauma, I understand where he's coming from here. Like, from his side, I get this. Now,
like, I could have made this choice as well, easily.
Right. Yeah, I get it. Now, from Peach's perspective, though, bad.
Yeah.
She expects so much more. So it makes sense to me when, when this $10 balloon shows up and they're both pissed, and he's like, "Well, is something wrong?" And she's like, "Well, Joe, I mean, everything about it is wrong for her." And it's because the fact that it's, like, from a dude, which is already wrong for her.
Yeah.
And it's big and yellow and in her face. And it's just, it reminds her of the fact that she's almost died and stuff. So, but I love the fact that he didn't really think it through, I guess, and she's, like, very upset about it.
Sure.
And so she's like, "It's just not a smiling kind of time." And he's like, "Oh, I guess."
Right, fair enough.
And he's like, "I guess it's not really a smiling kind of time for me, too." And she's like, "What?" And he's like, "What?"
They're the fucking Spider-Man in the alley that are, like, pointing at each other. It's like, what do you mean?
Yeah, exactly. But of course, he's all upset about it because he's like, "I spent $10 on this balloon."
I waited in line at a Party City for this.
It just reminds me of, like, I don't know if you remember these from, like, when we were in middle school, but Hallmark, I don't know if they still do these, but Hallmark used to do those, like, huge singing cards.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, if he had gotten...
My sister loved giving me those. Humiliating me.
Yes, I used to love giving those, too. Like, if he had gotten one of those as, like, a get well card... Just, like, how obnoxious that would have been.
Right.
He was just like, how dare she not like this? Just, like, how much room that would have taken up in the hospital.
Oh, my gosh.
So, it's been, like, 6 days, basically, since she's been home from the hospital. And, of course, Beck is, like, busy with school and helping with Peach and stuff. And now he's... very intrigued by the fact that she's emailing with someone that he considers to be a stranger, a Captain Ned Ack. And so he's looking at these emails, and especially the fact that it's someone named Captain, apparently. He doesn't assume that it's someone named Ned, but he's like, someone named Captain.
What?
And so... he sees that Beck is saying that she's headed off somewhere to Bridgeport. And what I found interesting about this is they left off the, like, lingerie part from the television show. Which I found, it makes more sense this time, which made me wonder, like, why did they do that in the TV show? Mm-hmm. But anyway, whatever. There's more Elton John in this. So, poor Elton John. He doesn't
Don't
deserve
you forget.
Yes. So they're headed to Bridgeport, this place called the Silver Seahorse, this dinky old motel. And Joseph, like, stops at a gas station to eat a burrito. He makes a point of talking about that, which sounds bad for his bowels. He's very concerned about who this captain is, and he gets, like, very angry because he finds out that it's a 45 to 50-year-old person with Clooney gray hair who's smoking a cigarette. And he says that he calls this person a Captain AARP asshole. And they end up going to an ATM. And he's, like, assumes that, of course, they're gonna, like, fuck before he figures out that it's her dad.
I can't believe like, Beck didn't get robbed in this moment.
I agree.
Really, the fact that we are seeing, or from Joe's perspective, we are seeing her get into her dad's car, drive over to the ATM, come back, get out of the car, and watch her have all this money in cash in her hands and count it bill by bill in, like, a fucking motel parking lot. It's like, bitch, you should have got robbed.
Yeah, it made no sense why he made her count all of that.
Right.
It was weird.
A weirdo.
Yeah. Especially because it was the kind of motel where all the hallways are outdoors. Yeah. It's distinctly the kind of place where you shouldn't trust anything.
Yeah.
But of course, Joe's all like geeking out because he's like, you lied to me. You said your dad was dead. I just don't understand if I should be like mad or sad. And like all this stuff. And he says that he starts to like wake up a little bit since he goes to pay for the motel room that's right next to hers, making the excuse that he has like a lucky number or something.
Ugh. It's fate. I had to.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, my lucky number is 212 or 214. And he starts talking about the fact that the room smells like bleach and cigarettes, which is a gross combination. So they apparently, her and her dad are like fighting, and eventually he leaves. And so he's like laying on the floor, listening to her crying, and then of course masturbating, as you do when
obviously
your dad leaves. So then of course he has to start masturbating, because he's insufferable. And he ends the chapter being like, you know, the smiley face balloon was fine, and your father isn't a dead junkie. You're a fucking liar. Thank you, Joseph. You creep.
Thank you, Joe.
Creepy Joseph. Okay.
Yep.
So chapter 22 has a couple of different changes from the television show. We find out that Joe hasn't dressed up for Halloween since 3rd grade, which was he dressed up as Spider-Man. Sure, as you ought to do. We find out that he needs to have a costume. So he's in the one costume place in Bridgeport. And they're playing Celine Dion, because sure.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, why not? So the thing that's still the same is that they're going to a Charles Dickens festival. I know it was a festival in the TV show. Was it Charles Dickens in the TV show?
I think it was.
I think it was too. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it was.
So I know they're both going, and the difference in this one is that they had to they had to get on a boat to go there, whereas I think in the TV show it was like in that town. But Joe is trying to get fitted for his costume by this woman that owns the costume shop. And what I found funny is that Beck is like majoring in lit. Apparently she's, assumes she's had to like read classics, but she doesn't understand what like a muff is. She's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this thing? Which I found kind of funny.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I was like, you're a fake fan. You haven't read any of these classic things. Anyway, so this Irish woman who's running the costume shop is trying to explain what rentals were, which I thought was hilarious. Trying to talk about like top hats and things to get Joseph all ready. Getting him, he asks about like beards so that he can, because apparently a beard is the perfect disguise. Beck won't notice him. One of the things I loved about him, because he asked about these, and the costume woman says like none of them are Dickensian, and so when he goes to look over at them, he finds that they're marked as Johnny Depp / Duck Dynasty, Which
Hell yeah.
I was like, oh my god, okay. Yikes. And so finally when they get on to this ferry, he's like, well, what if you recognize me? What if my beard isn't enough to hide my identity?
What if my foolproof plan doesn't work?
What if my top hat and my beard aren't the perfect disguise?
Oh, is my top hat too tall? Will you notice? Oh, no.
Jesus Christ, Joseph.
What a weirdo.
He's so ridiculous. I just want to know more about this tradition of people that take a ferry all together to go out onto this island for a festival.
Yeah.
I want to know more about this experience.
Seems like a very interesting culture.
I agree. He is very intrigued by, like, the My Heart Will Go On song that was playing. 'Cause once he's on the ferry, he's all like, you look gorgeous, of course, the rose on our Titanic vessel to my crafty, upbeat Jack. And I was just like, shut the fuck up, Joseph. Like, you're awful. When they finally get there, he's all like, the only thing worse than the boat trip to the festival is the festival itself. He finds out more about her half-siblings and her, I don't know if it's technically her stepmom, but her stepmom, I guess. I wanted to talk about the change situation. Because in the TV show, they kind of go on a little bit about her resentment of her dad. There's a little bit less of that in here, but there's a part where apparently her stepmom gave Beck cash for candy apples, like a 20 or something, and Beck hadn't given the money back, and she mentions that they were like $5 or something, and it was like a whole thing. So finally she gives like $2 back, and so the mom had been having like a freak out about it, which I found ridiculous. It's like you had enough money to get your kids all dressed up for this thing, transportation, the whole 9 yards, and you were freaking out about $2. It's ridiculous.
Good Lord.
Yeah. It just seems like a whole thing. This thing is all embarrassing. Joe was freaking out about all of these like old white dudes that have been drinking all day that are trying to like touch Beck and stuff, like his usual thing. The way that the chapter ends though is like he is like freaking out in the bathroom of the ferry because he like tried to have Dramamine and it wasn't working. Is like getting seasick, and finally he gets out onto the stern of the boat. Of course, as fate would have it, aka the author of the book, puts him next to Beck's family, and he ends up right next to her as the boat tries to unload. And that's like where the chapter ends, as everyone's trying to unload off of the boat.
Right.
Yep.
Ugh.
So, should be A+. So,
Woo!
yeah, it should be interesting because, like, unlike last time, where they met each other at the festival,
Right.
she hasn't like posted or anything, and they didn't like meet each other this time. So, it should be different.
I'm interested to see what happens next.
Yeah, they've made quite a departure from last time, so it should be interesting. That's for sure. Yeah. So next week we have chapters 23 and 24.
Ow!
So that should be good.
Yeah.
We are getting there, slowly but surely.
We are just hacking away.
Yep. It is a very long book, that is for sure. We do have some patrons. What would you like to do for them this week?
Do we want to do a little reductress corner?
Yes, we should.
Hell yeah.
We should do that.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
All right. why don't you start us off?
Shout out to Sophia Salinger.
Hell yeah.
Who's gonna be 4 sheer crop tops that you'll definitely just wear over a cami, you coward.
Hell yeah. All right. Shout out to Aaron Salinger, who's going to be co-star Really Out for Blood today. I feel that.
Shout out to Alex Blythe, who's gonna be awesome. Karen's also going to hop in this photo.
Oh yeah, I feel that. All right. Shout out to Taylor Brown Town Lautner, who's gonna be sanctions imposed on Shitty Cat.
Shout out to Katie Weber, who's gonna be 4 petite women discuss their strong little legs.
Oh my god. All right. And shout out to Simon Steele. Who's gonna be, wow, this man is face blind, except for when it comes to hot people. All right.
Amazing.
I have a fan fiction for you. This week, it is a crossover between Twilight and Glee.
Great.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
It is titled Just When You Thought It Couldn't Get Any Weirder, by Thinking About Nothing. It was published on August 17th of 2012, and it has over 34,000 words.
Holy shit.
And I'm going to read all of those for you.
You do this every time.
And
it's never not funny.
Yes. This is from chapter 1.
Great.
The Cullens had chosen a table isolated from the rest of the cafeteria to set up camp, and were holding a conversation at vampire speed. I'm telling you, the school isn't normal, Edward was saying. We need to get out of here. I've been reading their minds all day, and there's something wrong with everyone. This is worse than the time you locked me in a mental institution overnight as a prank. There's this one kid, Jacob Ben Israel, and his thoughts, I can't take it. I'm cracking up. Help me, Bella. He laid his head in the table, and Bella started stroking his hair. The rest of the Cullens broke into a barrage of opinions on Edward's news. They seemed normal, except what that short, annoying girl was wearing. He was wearing a one-of-a-kind Marc Jacobs jacket. It was so beautiful, and then slushy. It was a travesty. I'm with Edward. We can't stay here. We can't risk my clothes. Their emotions are all out of whack. I sat next to this cheerleader. I think her name was Brittany. Last class, and I started picking up on her emotions. I've never been so confused in my immortal life. I kept forgetting what gender I am. I had to go to the restroom and check. TMI, Jasper, but this short, annoying human, I'm nearly 97. I don't dress that much like a granny. And scene.
Wow.
It is, this is really something. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, oh yeah. Words really can't describe.
Yeah. It's one of a kind, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Well, as we say here at McKinley High.
Oh, get bit.
Get whipped.
This is an Earbud Media production. You can find us on Twitter at Earbud Media and listen to the rest of our shows. You can find this show on Twitter at Into the Twilight, as well as intothetwilight.show. You can send us an email at intothetwilightshow@gmail.com. You can also become a sponsor of the show or buy some merch at intothetwilight.bigcartel.com. Our art is done by Maddie Padilla, who you can find at YourGhostHost44 on Instagram, and our music is done by Eli Krause, you can find at Eli Sauerkraus and KrausFilms.com. The intro and outro is by KB Smith, who you can find at KB__Smith on Twitter. You can find Allie on Twitter at Into Wild Places, and you can find me at Dyke Discourse. You've been listening to Earbud Media Production. Earbud Media. Audio for everyone.